It's a beautiful day and a beautiful morning and a lovely time to be alive. This is Tarantino News coming at you live from Universal Headquarters. I'm in the throne room of Little Vatican, and in conjunction with Unity the Movement. .world. Check us out because it's definitely a great time to be a part of Unity the Movement. Let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya and express that we know that we are in this together. Unity the Movement is older than the coronavirus and definitely older than the pandemic. We've been attempting to get people to hold hands despite race, color, creed, sexual orientation, and any diversity or division that could be placed among people. We have been attempting to get people to see beyond what could be described as differences and, touch those heartstrings of people so that we can highlight our similarities, and remain unified as people, as mankind, makeup of men and women, boys and girls, walking stride for stride in togetherness, caring about our fellow man. That's what unity is all about. So why aren't we unified? We should be unified. They say the country is split in terms of the United States of America. And for some reason, there are different schisms in this world. And by no means is this some type of takeover mission in terms of the great singular government that is prophesied to come in the last days. That's not this kind of unity. This kind of unity is you can do your thing from where you are. And I will not get in your way. And if our paths almost ever intersect, I will encourage you and definitely support you if anything within my wheelhouse or skill set can benefit you. So this is not about stripping you of your individuality. By all means, keep and maintain and grow your individuality. But just know, let's not use our strengths and resources to step on the backs of anybody else or to keep anybody else down. Like they say, certain laws, they'll open it up for certain people, and at the same time, they'll know they'll be shutting certain things down for other people. Unity doesn't do that. Unity doesn't deliberately and purposely leave others behind. So, we won't be leaving others behind, and we won't be making moves behind the scenes that we know will promote some and demote others, or, degrade others and propel some others, So it's no division in unity. The one that's balling is just like the one that's crawling. And we can get you from balling to flying, and if we can get you from crawling to walking, that's unity, one step. And if you are blessed in a certain situation to where you can afford to take a step back, unity says that you would take a step back from balling, balling to chilling, instead of somebody that's crawling, taking a step back. And they might be going from, crawling to balling up when I'm, fetal position, stagnant, on the verge of death. So you definitely would think a logical mind in terms of unity. Everybody won't be able to excel all the time. For the greater good, some people may have to, or, maybe best for mankind. Some people to take it easy during a certain season. So as Barack Obama would say, so others could get a leg up. But And I'm not a big Barack Obama fan, but he did say that. Okay. So, sometimes we do need a leg up. And he said, but he did say some things, though, that was very interesting. He said, used to say it. He said, certain things are intended to be a leg up, and not basically a crutch. You don't supposed to depend on certain people's goodwill cyclically, and continuously. If they help you, they help you. And then you use the way they've helped you to help yourself. Now, if he said 1,000 things, that's one thing I do agree with President Barack Obama. And Donald Trump, President Trump, he blessed me one more time with another antic. He's holding up the country. I love it. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Donald Trump, President Trump, holding up the country. He like, what's somebody gonna do with 6 C notes? I'm holding up the country. Give everybody 2 stacks. I ain't signing nothing. Hey, that's a real boss right there. You like, nah, I ain't giving my people no $600. We demand the triple up right now. If we don't get the triple up, we don't want nothing. Like, he's showing you negotiation skills. And I'm just hoping he could get out of there without signing anything. Just, a typical Donald Trump fashion. Now, if you need $600, then I take that back. And I pray that he signed the thing and everybody get the $600. But I just love the way he's such a contrarian, like, I'm going to see that they put it to being, I will sign it. And as soon as they get it ready, you're like, nah, I had a dream, man. $600 ain't going to do nothing. What I'm supposed to do with this? And I know people right around the corner that talk like that and think like that. You could give them something that would help them out, but they mind saying, what am I supposed to do with this? So Donald Trump, you're one of them people, so you might not be one of those people. But I do understand the value of 2 stacks. Because I came up in the Pell Grant era, and I was Pell Grant eligible. So I know what 2 stacks will do. And I'm with President Trump on this one. Forget that $600, man. It's a possibility we can get 2 stacks. Hey, let's put the pressure on. I want those 2 stacks. Like, I don't even really want the $600. Like, I know I could probably do a couple things with $600. Skyhook it into the warehouse, skyhook it into tuck it away in some kind of cubby hole. But man, when he start talking 2 stacks, I start feeling like him. I start feeling I had a little more bounce on my step. Like, yeah, like it's been too long for 600. Yeah. I've been waiting a little too long for just 600 now. So yeah, I'm thinking 2 stacks a bust because how have I been using the pandemic? I've been using the pandemic to be a little more innovative. So really, I don't really need the 600 because I can see that I can replace the 600 or I've already replaced the 600 with, innovativeness, ingenuity, realizing that nobody cares. I got to pick my bootstraps. I got to pick myself up by the bootstrap. So since the last check came, definitely I done figured out a way by now to make me a $600. But I may have already figured out a way to make me about $1,800. But 2 stacks, now you got my attention. And 2 stacks probably not gonna take you too much far either. But it sounds a lot better than $600 for all of my pain and suffering as an American sitting on a throne, no longer having the pleasure of eating buffets because of the touching and the germ. Hey, who's gonna compensate me for not being able to pleasure myself in a buffet from time to time? In the last 6 months. Matter of fact, 9 months. I think me missing out on all these buffets is worth 2 stacks. Okay? So President Trump, keep doing what you're doing, sir. Keep that iron face, man. Don't care. Like, be who you are. Who you are is what got you to where you are. And we all could learn from it, We don't all have to vote for you, but there are certain parts of each and every one of our makeup that can identify with bravado, machismo, and if you're a female, there's certain parts of all of our makeups, man and woman, they can identify with productive stubbornness. Yeah, productive stubbornness. It's my money and I need it now. I won't back down from the way I see things. A lot of us need to lose a little bit of that compromising spirit that we have and embrace the essence of who we are. And the essence of who we are will not allow us to sway one way or the other to cater to any other side. You know, that's what unity is all about. Are you allowing me to be who I am? Now, if you allow me to be who I am, we can remain unified. That's why I say you don't have to like President Trump for the country and the human race to be unified. You can prefer President-elect Biden. But either way, just understand President Trump or President-elect Biden, they're both are driving the same carriage. So that's where the unity comes in, okay? It's not one running wild and one, when one's not running wild in one part of the wilderness and the other guy's running wild in the other part of the wilderness, they're running towards the same house. So one may be that white horse we talked about that needs to be in the lead at all times, and one may be that black horse. And you may support the black horse, or you may support the white horse. But they're both are going towards the same destination. You can back either one you choose. Or if you have the power to step aside or step away, you make it add a little fuel to both of them. So, hey, what's up with them two stacks? I have to interject this really quickly because I'm not a big football fan, but I am a fan of every team in terms of the NFL. I'm a fan of every team because the team that I most, like fervently support, they tried to strip my team from me. Okay, because I am what they once considered a Redskin. Look at that. Before they were Redskins, they called us brown skin. So then they just, put a little lipstick on it, they call us Redskin. So now they say no more Redskin. They stripped our tribe right from us. Okay. And for some reason they were saying that it was a title of degradation. Well, not to people who look like me. It might be people who had red skin that didn't like it, what somebody might consider a traditional Indian or Native American may have been offended. So after years and years of that, they stripped the name Redskins away. But I was a little bit offended because if you ever look at the emblem or the logo for the Washington Redskins, when it was a Redskin, that was my granddaddy. That guy wasn't whatever they said in terms of Sioux or Chickasaw or something like that. He wasn't that. He looked like me. So, I love the Redskins. Like, that's me on there. But they stripped us away. Now it's the football team. And now, so since I'm such a spiritual being in terms of the Redskin, a native of Earth, Earth native. Now I have a little bit of that spirit inside of each and every team, typical native, it's a little bit of me inside of everybody, especially since, basically our culture to some degree has been stripped by the NFL and the powers that be. So I got a little love for each and every team. And the Dolphins were playing the Raiders last night. And I was just getting comfortable living my life and loving the day. And lo and behold, I have a nephew that plays for the Oakland Raiders. And he was telling me this week, okay, let me jump a little bit. I was talking to another one of my nephews, not as famous. And he called me. And he said, this is the quote of 2020. This is the quote of 2020. He said, he said, people be disrespectful when you got that COVID. That's the quote of the 2020. People be disrespectful when you got that COVID. And when he told me that, I was like, elaborate, nephew was good. And he said he had that COVID. So he said he had that COVID, and this was around Thanksgiving time. And he said that his own mama told him that she was going to come to his house, leave his Thanksgiving plate at the door, okay, get back in her car, then beat the horn so he'll know that his plate was outside. Because she ain't want no parts of him because he had that COVID. So he started with his mom and the way she treated him while he had COVID. And he was talking about how disrespectful people are to you when you have COVID. Kind of, he's not like me, but it kind of reminded me in terms of the Bible days, if you were seen unclean and how they would put you outside the camp and all these things. So he told me, his mom and everybody else would treat him like a dog. And he said that he had 10 more days of quarantine because he just figured out he had COVID. So, it was the 14 days and all that. So this will happen. He let me know this, and I, gave him encouragement. Keep your head up, man. It's all good, nephew. Shoot, I ain't gonna overstep your mama boundaries, but he's a grown man, but I can always use mom as a barometer. I'm not gonna overstep your mom boundaries, but if you need something from Unc, man, I do just like your mom did. I drop it off at the steps. Hit the horn for you, nephew. Shoot, I treat you like a dog too, but I make sure you got what you need. Like, hey, I don't want it either. If your mama don't want it, I don't want it. I don't want to take them chances to show you my allegiance to you, man. But I do love you. So he was telling me that, hey, yeah, man, I ain't going nowhere, man. I don't learn my lesson. Like I'm quarantining, man. I'll probably take it 3 weeks. They say I got 2 weeks. I'll probably take 3 weeks. I might take 4 weeks. I'm becoming so much of a better person, man. Spending time to myself, man. Becoming one with nature and life and getting clarity and understanding. He's getting his feel like, wow, young man, proud of you, man. And this was after the puking and his losses of senses, thinking you about to die, because he had that kind of strain of COVID. That was his reaction to it. He thought he was about to check on out here. So I said, cool. All right. 2 days later, the local school, they still having sports. So one of the people who went to the game, they came and was giving me a little fill-in on the game. And they were telling me how the game went and blah, 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 blah. And they said, oh, yeah, man, I saw your nephew up there at the game. He had his hood on and he was on the wall posted up, man, dapping it up to whoever came through, saying, being who he is, low key and everything. But shoot, he looked good though, I was like, for real. So I ain't even let the guy know. I just had a whole conversation with him a couple days ago. This Negro, he has COVID. And he at the game. So now, where are we now? Because I'm getting back to the regulars. But where are we now? Be careful, little feet, where you go. This is my nephew. He had just given me a vow for no reason that he was going to push quarantine to a month, even though he knew he only had 10 days left because he was getting spiritually enlightened. But when that big game in the community came, he couldn't resist. In there with no mask, dapping it over everybody, full of COVID. So y'all better be careful out there. CDC ain't playing, man. Somebody out there don't care nothing about you. Somebody out there just lied to themselves in the mirror and said, I'm going to quarantine. And as soon as they phone rang, they jumped out. They did just like Bun B. They walked off the porch. They staggered over the fence. They walked down to the corner and they've been home since. Okay, so you need to understand that somebody don't care about you. Cause my nephew definitely don't care about you. He'll wipe you out. All right. So watching the Raiders and the Dolphins last night, I got a lot of love for the Dolphins, in that spirit. I am a little bit of a Dolphins fan, guys. You're kidding yourself if you think there's a better team in the NFL in terms of location than the Miami Dolphins. So based on pure location, The Dolphins are one of my teams. But based on attitude and approach to life in football, the Raiders got to be one of my favorite teams, because it's the Raiders. Take what they want. They got an eye patch. Like when they come up to your city, they ready to come and pillage. And if you come to their city, shoot, they ready to send you back with nothing, So it's the Raiders. That's their motto. Just win, baby. And just win, baby. I got another nephew. This is what I was saying. I have another nephew that plays for the Raiders. Okay. So I guess this is a bigger deal, but it's all the same to me. I got another nephew that plays for the Raiders. So my nephew called me, I believe it was the day before Christmas, calling me and telling me Merry Christmas. So I'm telling him Merry Christmas. So we how's the family and how's a professional life and keeping your head straight, say you ain't letting them young things take you over. And you ain't letting certain stuff get to your head. You still remember where you from. And he checking me with the same stuff now, because I sit on the throne. So he like, you remember where you from? So I'm like, yeah, that's my nephew, but he got money. And I don't think you understand, when people get money, they'll come at you a little bit more directly, but it's still all love. So, but I don't think he ever gave me too much money, but he has flown me about a little bit. So it's all good. But what he told me during the conversation was that he was under concussion protocol. He said, I'm under concussion protocol. And he said he had COVID. Okay? So he's like, I'm under concussion protocol. Some kind of hit he took. And he said he had COVID. But since he was under certain protocol, it wasn't but like one other player that was in that cone of uncertainty due to him testing positive for COVID. So not everybody in his position was had a cloud of suspicion whether they would have COVID or not. It was just one other player on the team. And I said, cool. So like, how long is it gonna be with concussion protocol? You in a rush to get back? And he was like, oh man, that's gonna be day to day because they saying at least about 4 or 5 days, and then I get tested after that. I said, okay, cool. And I said, what about COVID? He like, they got league policies in terms of a certain amount of time. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, I ain't seen on ESPN, said you had COVID or nothing. He said, well, shoot, I got it. I'm like, cool. So then they played a game last night. And who do I see scrapping up under the bottom of the pile? My nephew in the black and silver. The man in the black and silver scratching up under the pile, man. Give it all you got. So just like my nephew, local nephew, going to the local game and trying to infect the whole town for COVID. My big nephew in the big playoff, in the big leagues, he doing the same thing, man. So Miami Dolphins, them Oakland Raiders don't care nothing about y'all, man. Okay, I ain't gonna even put it on the NFL. Oakland Raiders staying true to who they are. Just win, baby. They ain't reporting it because I don't think, what's the guy's name? The commissioner, Roger Goodell. I don't think he would have sanctioned the Raiders doing it the way the Raiders did. But I'm telling you, firsthand, I talked to the man the day before Christmas. So he was just like my other nephew. The times don't align to where my nephew went to the local ball game and where I see my other nephew playing on national TV last night. Okay? So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. The Oakland Raiders out there playing people with COVID and under concussion protocol. And then locally in your neighborhoods, there are people that have no regard for you. And it's not because they hate you. It's because of something Jesus said. It is, from what I believe, Sunday morning, the morning after, or the Sunday after Christmas, something Jesus said. The flesh is willing. No, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And my nephew, he really thought that he was going to be strong enough not to go anywhere. He was ready to quarantine for a month. But 2 days later, he was out and about, dapping it up amongst the people with no mask or gloves. Okay? So understand this. The flesh is weak. I'm not here to cast any blame. And it's not because I'm trying to protect my nephews. I'm not here to cast any blame because I know and understand the human condition. I'm one of those humans that knows that he or she has been to the other side. Now, I will let you in on a little secret. All humans have been to the other side, but most of us can't make the connection to where we've been or where we come from. So we live as earthlings until we perish. I'm just one of the ones that can make the connection. So I'm not trying to protect my nephew, okay? I'm just trying to let us know about the human condition in terms of that flesh being weak. The Raiders, they the ones issuing out the checks, not necessarily the NFL. So the Raiders got to pay their players. And what they tell their players is, we here just to win. We don't care nothing about protocols. We looking for W's. And they went out there and got their butt beat anyway. Gave up a 60-yard play with a couple seconds to go in the game. But anyway, I ain't here to talk about that. I'm just trying to tell you about what the Raiders up there doing and what people in your local communities are around here doing. This has been a beautiful day. Now, Charlotte Hornets. I have to tell you about the Charlotte Hornets. We had our second game last night, and it was a lovely game because I was doing a little writing on the side. I was talking on the phone on the side. I was doing all my little side stuff. Well, the Hornets game was playing on the side, but I was doing all my stuff that I thought was important. Writing, talking on the phone, catching up with people, and, communal relations and everything like that. And as the Hornets in the background were getting thumped by the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Oklahoma City Thunder traded their whole team away and had two 19-year-olds out there at one time. When I was paying attention, two 19-year-olds, and they are drilling the Hornets like bad. So I look back up with 30 seconds left, and the Hornets down 5 points. The Hornets have made 25 threes in a row. It wasn't quite 25, but the Hornets are storming back with those stingers. And man, the Hornets got down 2 with 1.4 seconds left. And they call a play. First of all, when you see this play, you got to understand that the head coach needs to be called in the office. So whoever had the power to call the head coach in the office, and I love the head coach, he's a cool guy. He's from San Diego. So, he's got that freedom about himself. He's got that wind and, got that breeze about him, But if he had Gordon Hayward taking that ball out, and Gordon Hayward was making $120 million. So if you can't find a guy who's making $3 million to take a ball out, then I just don't understand. So Gordon Hayward, the $120 million man, is taking the ball out. And if you know anything about Gordon Hayward almost beat Duke for the national championship with basically a whole court shot. Shot it off the backboard, barely missed it. Duke won the championship. I think they won by 2 points. So Gordon Hayward has a track record of having ice water in his veins. He's out there taking the ball out. Then another thing I said about the coach is, and I love the coach. I'm not saying I'm not on the bandwagon of new coach. No. Let's keep with the coach. He doesn't draw a play up like I've seen plays drawn up. And I'm not going to even say game winners. I can think about a lot of game winners at the bowl. But I saw some game losers before they was on better plays than this. I remember the Last Dance, and I remember when it happened back in 98. The Pacers drew up a pretty decent play for a game winner. Threw the ball to Reggie Miller, who seemed like he was coming off some kind of curl action. And he caught the ball, and he was about to kill Michael Jordan. But he ended up missing the 3. I think it might have went off the glass, too. He missed it. Might have been game 7 or game 6, but the Pacers lost. And another one I remember seeing is the same thing with Larry Bird, a game winner. They inbound the ball to get Larry Bird, and Larry Bird missed it, and it might have hit the rim, then the backboard and came off. But the coach drew up a pretty good play to get Larry Bird a pretty good shot. Same thing with Reggie Miller. But for some reason, our Reggie Miller and our Larry Bird was taking the ball out, and we got the little Boosie fade shooting the ball. We got little Boosie fade shooting the ball. Gucci Mane lips shooting the ball off of hardly no, integral activity with his teammates, just sprinting all over the floor and clapping his hands, and Gordon Hayward passed him the ball with 1.4 seconds, and the guy's little brain, and I ain't hating on him. I love him, man, because he looked like he'll finish you. He looked like, he like one of them guys. So he catch the ball and just shoot it. So I'm looking at him like, wow, he shoots a complete air ball. Then, so that's the play. The play sucked, and we lost by 2 points. Then, little Boosie, little Gucci Mane, he walks off the court, and he's got his mouthpiece dangling from his mouth, nonchalantly. So it was cool when he was scoring 40, but it really wasn't cool when he was scoring 40 because we were losing, and he was still walking around with that mouthpiece out of his mouth. But after he shot that ball, man, air ball, he walked away from his teammates. He's going toward the sideline because the game is over. But, like nonchalantly chewing the mouthpiece and just walking off the floor, man. And my coaching point to this young man is he needs to watch LeBron James shoot that fadeaway for the game winner, fading from right to left, right around the top of the key. Because if you can picture this is the move he should have made. He should have planted his left foot in the ground, and his first 2 steps should have been with his right foot. He should have brought his right foot around for a pump fake, and then he should have brought his right foot through and dribbled back to his left, okay? And he should have taken 1 dribble back to his left and then squared back up and shot that ball. If he could have done that, we might have had a chance instead of throwing the ball up against 2 people. But it's not all his fault. But you can coach him on that game winner. And all you guys out there who think y'all going to be superstars, practice your game winning move. I thought people used to count down 3, 2, 1 and whatever move they would make. Because I didn't see that out of Terry Rozier last night. I saw a loser making a losing attempt to lose a game. And he lost. We lost. And there's fans out here, man. We fans. We watch y'all play for 47 minutes, man, and 59 seconds. Just for you to do that. Like, for real, I'm happy to be a fan. I'm happy I ain't got too much to do. Because I can really pay attention, man. Like, golly, this is what you think? You think it's worth you making some millions of dollars, and the coach does too. We still support y'all. Y'all gave $120 million to Gordon Hayward. And you got him taking the ball out. Like, are y'all even understanding what professional sports is all about? But anyway, this has been Tarantino News. I will give you a hint of what's to come. If you're not wearing all white every day, I need to know why. I really do. I need to know why you're not wearing all white every day. I can't see no other reason to allow any other color to touch my skin. I'm feeling pretty pure. So if you're not wearing all white, I need you to think about why. Be mindful of that big red dragon. He's prowling. So I'm going to stand out. If he wants me, he's going to have to come get me. And at the same time, if he come get me, I don't care. Because I'm already been to the other side. So I know what awaits me. And I ain't playing no games. I ain't trying to trick nobody. I'm representing the other side. So maybe you play a little game with your color scheme. But my color scheme is pure as a driven snow. And I don't care what comes out of my mouth, because I read that the strongest of the strong has a sword coming out their mouth. That's what I heard. So don't try to judge me based on what comes out of my mouth, especially if it offends you. Because if it offends you, that's the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to get you to wake up, stir you up, stir us up. Hopefully get me to increase, and maybe get me to snapping back into reality and stop focusing on the other side. You know, it's a purpose for everything. So I embrace the challenge. You know, I'm from the school of Michael Jordan. We're searching for challenges to dominate. All right, this is Tarantino News coming at you live from Universal Headquarters in conjunction with Unity, the Movement, .world. Let's be unified. Let's understand that we are the source. Now, I didn't really discuss the origins and the meaning of Universal Headquarters, so I'll leave you with that today. We are the source as we bright to white.